I just want you to understand me and empathise with me. I sacrificed so much trying to make this a fun experience for you.
我都受了这么多了。
Is he eating?
你看我这么努力
I
的份
spent 10
儿
years of my youth on this. Even if you're not
看在我花了
entirely
10
enjoying
年
the
的
experience,
青
don't
春
you
的
think
份儿
you could give a game a 5-star rating?
啊，
What?
在评分上。
Oh man, I'm fucking this guy up. Oh no, 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 no!
Icey, mate.
I don't know what it's about because you recommended
I
it.
did. He was playing a game and I thought he's probably gonna like this. It's an indie game, but it looks really fucking good.
Yeah, so it's a Metal Gear Rising Revengeance side-scrolling. So and those are my jam. I love those games. I absolutely love those games. So I'm excited.
Good. Let's give it a try then.
I can see your eye.
How?
Select character.
Icey. So, I saw this on the Steam store and I thought, you like Metal Gear Revengeance, you should take this, mate. So what do you think?
Well, first of all, stop getting the fucking name wrong.
It's Icey, mate.
It's Icey, like with your eyes. Yeah?
Oh, God.
It's not icy as in cold.
Can we get a cut there? Can we get a cut?
Icy. No, that's what it's all
Wow.
about. And this, okay, so there's this is Metal Gear meets Stanley Parable.
Okay.
So there is a story, but it's not the story of the game, like at all.
What?
It's got a thing like where you're hunting down a guy, and it starts very sort of tropey, like you are Miss Killer, machine of all the combos of death, and you must go and find this guy and kick his ass because he's a dick. But then it very quickly turns into a very, very weird, over-the-top narrative.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucking just going to keep you mind going, what the hell is going on constantly with this game?
Wow.
As the narrator, it's the voiceover's all in Chinese, and you get English subtitles, but he's just so pissed at you all the time.
Who's the narrator? Do we know?
I don't know who he is. I'm sure that is the ending of the game, is that's going to have something to do with it. But it's
Right.
Mater to the wall. It's like smash the fourth wall and drove a truck through it. So he just wants you to follow the fucking arrows, man. And that's what he's telling you all the time. It's like, and she walks, he'll say things like, and Icey walks into the room. And she follows the arrows to go into the next room. But you absolutely don't have to do that.
Right.
And he gets pissed at you. And then he trolls the shit out of you if you don't do what he says. And he'll
really?
literally say, right, I'm going to go and get my dinner because you keep fucking about in the game. I'm going to go and get my dinner while you deal with this.
Wow.
And then he'll eat. He'll be physically eating while he's talking to you. You'll just be like, nom, 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 how are you
It
getting
doesn't
on?
look like a jokey game, though.
It doesn't look like it because the gameplay's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But the story is all about the narrator and you having this journey together where he's trying to guide you from point A to B. And he talks to you as a developer. He's like, you think making a game's easy? I'm just trying to make it fucking fun for you. And you go around and you're screwing around with what I'm doing. Fuck you. And the story is it
Cool,
incredible? I think it was just... It was the perfect counter to just raw action gameplay.
I was just going to say, it's a nice
really well.
twist on games that are generically like all gloom and
Yeah.
doom, slice and dice.
I mean, Revengeance stands out because the story itself is ridiculous, but it's
Over the
also
top.
very dark and
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting. But most of the stories in these games, if you think, I mean, I'm going to annoy some people now, but like Bayonetta's stories all over the place and wonky. Games that are some like Transformers was a recent one by Platinum, and their story was pretty lame, and it ends up becoming just a brawl fest, like back-to-back brawl fests. This one's the way they did the story, broke it up tremendously. So you had brawls, really action-packed, cool, slick fucking brawls, and then you had this weird story
Cool.
that kept interjecting it to itself.
So, gameplay then, how did you find it?
Well, these are right up my street. As a huge fan of Revengeance and Bayonetta and all that anything Platinum puts out, pretty much besides Turtles, then yeah, I'm a big fan. So, and the problem is, when you get these games, is it going to be slick? It needs to be slick
Oh, of
because
course,
there's
yeah.
so many people who are probably watching right now who look at the screen and go, "You're just mashing buttons. It doesn't make sense." Which is not what you're doing during these games. You're actually doing some very, very complicated combos, counters, and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
everything you'd expect from these games is there. You've got the combos that come with a notification, so you have to respond to them very, very quickly. You've got a decent-ish variety of combos. I mean, about 20.
Right.
Where you're going to upgrade their effectiveness. So you do get an upgrade system, you get cash to spend, but you're going to go through it and kind of add new combos to your arsenal, test them out, and then from there you're going to go with the ones you really use a lot, and then you're going to upgrade them continuously.
Yeah, standard operating procedure for that kind of
Yeah,
game.
pretty
isn't
much. It maybe could have done with more combos. I would have liked to have seen some more innovation there when it goes crazy. I mean, you always have things with Bayonetta where a hair turns into like a demon's foot and fucking crushes things, you know, that kind of silliness. But the silliness is there. It's a real spectacle to behold.
Cool.
What they've done is added a couple more things in. So if you do a really devastating ultra combo, you'll see these sort of blue squares pop out. Those are energy that's leaked out of the enemies or whatever.
Okay.
You could suck that in and then you do like an AoE screen-wide momentary massive attack.
So it's got like a limit breaker type mechanic.
Essentially, yeah. It's not as interesting as something like you'd see in Bayonetta, but it's still something that you want to mix into your fights.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing people will ask who enjoy these kind of games, because if you've played these games and you do understand how they play, is does it all flow together nicely? Yes, it absolutely flows together really, really nicely. And you've got all the dash and stuff like that. It does suffer because the harder enemies are obviously start getting things like immune to stuns or immune to light attacks. They'll have shields and stuff like that. It does suffer that we found like a couple of hours in that the bigger enemies can a little bit force you to bait and cheese them. And it's a problem that you'll often get in these games. Yeah, where you're waiting for like, you needed to do a specific attack to then dodge that and initiate a counter move so you can do huge damage to them, and then you kind of have to bait it back out again.
So that takes you out of the flow of like you flying around the screen and using these combos.
Yeah, you want to use these huge combos,
That's
but
a
as
shame.
the enemies become more and more immune to that kind of damage, or more importantly, similar to all these kind of games, is you could die super easily.
Right.
Super easily. So if you have attacks that aren't that easy to telegraph and they can one-shot you, then you're going to be falling back into the old, well, I need to kind of do this cheesy mechanic in order to get past. Yeah, you've got to do the little bit of the cheese. So the gameplay is absolutely there, though, if you love these kind of games. The biggest difference that you'll find from doing the other games is the hidden areas. As I said, the narrator, the story is trying to get you to go in a certain direction and follow the story of the game.
Right,
That's what the narrator wants,
Yeah.
is for you to just do the story of the game. When you deviate from that, you actually go further and do sections that are far longer than that are actually the story part of the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'll do massive amounts of content and exploration by ignoring him. Even to the point, and it's kind of a spoiler, but not, it's a secret, where it's an interesting secret, is where he will be flat out block you from going somewhere and say, stop trying to go that way. He can't go that way. I've blocked it off. And if you keep trying, he's like, why are you still trying to go through there? And then eventually, if you keep trying and be persistent, he'll be like, fine, fucking go that way then. And look what I hear. Oh, it's something that's going to kill you. Well done, stupid. It's like an environmental thing.
That's something I've never, ever encountered, especially in a side-scroller as well. Even things like, with the depth of something like Castlevania, you never get something that's interactive as that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And it goes further than that, though, because it won't take you into this area and he's like, yeah, look, dipshit, there was nothing there, stupid. Carry on with the story, will you? But you've had to try so hard to get into this area, it's going to come down to you as a player. And I'll be honest, I avoided this at first until the streamer's like, you should do this. And they were trying to troll me. They were trying to troll me to get me killed. It's like, you should do it anyways to see what happens. Lo and behold, it was a total secret that led to a big part of the story being uncovered.
Wow.
And all this kind of stuff. Yeah, and it was absolutely something that the narrator was telling me not to do. And your instincts as a gamer are, I'm not going to do that because I'll die.
Yeah.
But if you do it and you are persistent, then he will do it. There was actually a moment, and because I don't know if this pays off or not, I'll feel free to share it, is you went into a kitchen, he's like, there's nothing in here, it's just old food. You want to go back to where you want. But there is a door in there that has a green light, but it won't open. And then he says, I'm bored of waiting for you to go anywhere, I'm going to the bathroom. I don't know if you wait long enough, whether you'll come back and be like, fine, I'll open the fucking door, because that's the kind of game it is.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's the way it works. So there's huge amounts of secrets and stuff.
That's cool. So, on the whole, pros and cons.
Wait.
Oh, sorry, mate. There's more.
The soundtrack is crisp.
I got that from the trailer video.
Is fucking
it
crisp.
Sounds so fucking good.
It's not rules of nature. It's not rules of nature, but it's fucking crisp.
It's
and
there.
I'll play a little bit in the background because the soundtrack is fucking awesome.
Nice.
But yeah, as I say, the conclusion is the playstyle is there. these games are ruined. They're made or fucking destroyed whether or not the playstyle is slick, whether or not it's interesting, whether or not it's smooth, whether or not your actions matter. Because it can either go button bashy or it can go into too slow and janky where it doesn't really make sense. And it's not a satisfying combo, and it works. But I love this genre, and I can see what's happening versus I know how many people look at this and just go, this makes no sense to me.
You're smashing your pants.
Yeah, where everything you're doing is completely intentional.
Yeah.
And you're actually pulling off some really cool things. But a lot of people I know look at these. But I'd encourage anybody, if you look at it and you go, I don't know what's going on, play it. Play these games. Play Bayonetta. Play the Platinum games. Play Revengeance and play these. And just then once you figure out you are doing stuff correctly, it's so satisfying.
Yeah,
So I went
absolutely.
for some huge boss fights, which I was getting crushed on, to later progressing and getting better at the game where I didn't take any damage at all doing the same part of the fight. Yeah, that was pretty good. The cons then are really just that the hardy enemies do need to be cheesed. And that really takes you out of flow because you want to be in the thick of the combat and you want to be generating all these mad combos that then result in these AoE screen flashes and these mad damages. You want to be doing that all the time because that's the fun part of the game. But as the enemies become more immune and they can just attack through your combos, then you're like, I kind of have to pull back here. And the last thing you really want to do in these games is regularly be pulling back.
Yeah.
But the story overall is going to keep you going, what the fuck? And then throw you straight back into that gameplay. So my conclusion here... If you love this genre, you're going to fucking love this game. You're going to have so much fun with it. You're going to want to back through it. You're going to want to fucking play with it. Anybody who's going to like this game is anybody who is a fan of those Platinum games. If you're a fan of the Bayonettas and you're a fan of the Metal Gears.
Even so much Devil May Cry, it kind of looks like
Devil
with the
May
juggling.
Cry. If you've got any of that spectacle fighter where the fighting is completely over the top but intentional, and you feel a sense of satisfaction when you play it correctly, and you know that you dodged through that split-second laser beam, which initiated a counter, which then led you smashing through the floor, which then led to you ripping the heart out of something to regenerate health, and then twisted that into an air juggle. Lots of air juggling and stuff going on here. Once you learn that you're doing that intentionally, and you're not just like, it's got that. I think that's the important thing.
Good, right?
Yeah,
right.
really good game. It was so cool.
They look good. Come over here a little bit, mate.
Oh, they look really good. I enjoyed it a lot. It was good. It was. I knew it was. As soon as the combat was good. That's all you ask for in these games is the combat good. If the combat works, it works so well.
That's the thing that people rarely do is that's the foundation. Build around it.
If the combat sucks, you just go, everything else just falls apart so quickly. But it nails it. And the guy was making the game for 10 years. He even shows you the old prototypes of the game. So I kind of feel bad for him in a way. I'm like, buy the game. It's pretty fucking good.
Cool. So recommended?
Yes. Recommend if you love those kind of games. If you're into them, go play it and you'll have fun with it. It's super cheap. It's like £8, I think.
Cheaper than mate at the minute, but it is £8. But
yeah, it'd be pretty good. So if you enjoyed that, please check out our previous video, which was on Disgraced. Feudal Japan RPG. Bye-bye.
Wait, ride camera. Oh shit! You can do it!